This week's edition of Church Media Design TV is sponsored by GurusOfTech.com and their Louisville event at Southeast Christian Church, July 13th through the 15th. It's a free user group conference. And DansInkandToner.com. Ink and toner and a whole lot more, which means full service leasing, wholesale program, and lots more. Welcome back to another edition of Church Media Design TV, tips, tricks, and how-to for you, the church media designer. Well, you might not be a church media designer. You might be somebody who's working in the church or working with media around the church or not even in the church. But I'm here to help you understand how to use media to leverage it to expand God's kingdom. That's our ultimate goal. The goal isn't understanding technology. It's understanding how technology can impact people for Christ. So this week we're going to continue our second part of our series on web streaming. If I didn't introduce myself before, I'm Brad Zimmerman, and with me, as always, it's the three wisest men I know. It's the three wise men in Jesus. We got Colonel Sanders, Dwight Schrute, Little Whitey, and of course, Jesus Christ, the Son of the Lord Most High. Now, they join me every week on the desk, keeping me company as we talk through all of these subjects. Now, if you guys ever have any questions or comments that you want to send in, shoot me an email, brad@ChurchMediaDesign.tv. I'd love to answer them. But if the three wise men in Jesus are ready, let's get into it. Well, this week I have something old and something new. This is something you maybe already have heard about and something you maybe haven't heard about. And hopefully these will help you understand and use media and stay up to date on what's currently going on. Now, this first something old, well, is just a lot of fun. I was a huge fan of MacGyver and Star Wars, and they got put together in awesomeness. And I found this via the Collide blog's videos of the week, and they found it via Gizmodo, which found it on YouTube. So it's via a lot of places. But check out this video. It's a bunch of Star Wars clips clipped together to the MacGyver intro sequence, and it is awesome. Well, that was something old and awesome, but here's something news for you. TheGoldenBlack.com, which is royalty-free vector art and fonts. Now, this is brought to you by some great artists like Hydro74 and Pale Horse, who do some great stuff. And some of this stuff, it all depends on your style and your take and what you're looking for, but they got great fonts and vectors that you can download and use, and they're all royalty free, so you can reuse them in every project, and they're just awesome. So I want to encourage you guys to check out thegoldenblack.com and go back and watch some great episodes of MacGyver, because they'll make you laugh, because they're awesome. So anyway, thegoldenblack.com and MacGyver and Star Wars. Well, this week I wanted to talk to you guys about some advanced tools that you can use for live streaming. Now, these aren't like you can get with Akamai and do your own, have a streaming box and all that kind of stuff. These are advanced tools to use on your computer to make your stream better. And all of them, well, most of them are free, and you can use them with Mogulus or with Ustream, one or the other, or sometimes both. So we're going to be talking about a couple different things, and the first thing we'll be talking about is the Flash Media Encoder, the second is Procaster, and the third is Wirecast. And we'll be covering all three of these things and talking about how you can use them. Now, what all of these things are desktop applications that you can use for streaming to Mogulus or to Ustream. Now, the reason why you would want to do this is because right now, the way we were doing it before is we're using a Flash plugin inside our web browser to pull in all that content, do all our switching and all that stuff. Amazing. Super cool that the Flash plugin can do it. The problem, the Flash plugin can get really, really heavy and start eating up lots and lots of your processing power. And so you run into this issue that your computer starts slowing down. And if your computer starts slowing down, your camera might start slowing down, or your computer could crash. And there's just a lot of different issues. So this is why we want to maybe jump over to a desktop application to help with this problem. And so I'm going to feature a few of these, talk about their pros and cons and how they work and that kind of thing. So let's jump right into it. I've downloaded these programs, and right now we're going to first go to the Adobe Flash Live Encoder 3. And this is a totally free application from Adobe. Now, we have an audio device error. Basically means I can't set the volume coming from my little camera here. But as you can see, we have our input and our output, and we can go through and change a lot of settings in here. Now, I will say first off, this only runs on a PC. For whatever reason, Adobe hasn't made this for a Mac. I have a very strong suspicion that it's coming soon. There's a lot of complaints out there why it's not on a Mac right now. So I have a very sneaking suspicion that it's coming soon. So, but we can go through here and we can say which format. Do we want to do VP6 or H.264? VP6 is an FLV stream, and that's what I would suggest doing for most of you. Now you can change your frame rate. So we can, right now we're at 15 frames per second, but we can go all the way up to 60. What if we did 30? Now we're going to jump over to 30. It's going to chug up our stream a second, and we'll see what happens. But what you see is we have a lot better quality because our frame rate's a lot nicer. So we can do that. We can also mess with our settings here. So we could go from 320 by 240. We could go to 640 by 480. And when we do that, all of a sudden our streams go crazy on us. We'll watch these from 50%. Let's just maximize this guy. There we go. So this is 100% of this stream here. And so now we're doing 640 by 480. And one thing that you can note from this is the services, a lot of them only allow you to do 320 by 240. I'm pretty sure Mogulus will allow you to do 640 by 480 is their maximum frame size. So you'll want to mess around and see what you can do. The one thing that we can go change in here, though, is how many kilobits per second we're doing. And this is a preview. So this is our input. This is our output preview of what it will look like when it goes onto the web. Now, we can go in here and we can change this, and we could kick this up to maybe 350 or maybe 400 kbps per second. And we want our output size to be 640 by 480. And then in here for a USB, we want MP3, and maybe we want to do 44.1, and we'll do 112K per second. So now our total stream is 512. And then we can go in here and we can actually crop if we wanted to and that kind of stuff. But what we can do is we can go in here and set up our streaming URL, and we actually have to do a bunch of different things. So what we'll do is we'll go look at the help for Mogulus, and this is the same for, it's a little bit different for each service, but we'll just look at Mogulus and we'll scroll down here. Oh no, this is Wirecast. Here we go. Okay, streaming with Flash Media Encoder right in here. So you have to write in all of this stuff. So basically, FME, Mogulus, blah, 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 blah. You put in your channel name, you put in your username, you put in your password, is auto live, and you can set that to true or false. And replace or remove the brackets. and right in here it says your channel name, your username, and your password, and it gives you a few different things that are limitations. But the cool thing is, with this, the free service, you can maximize your quality and you can decide what's the priority. Do you want music to be the priority, or do you want the visual to be the priority? Do you want to go with 320 by 240, or do you want to go bigger than that? And the cool thing is, this works for both Mogulus and for Ustream.tv. So you can find directions on each of their websites on how to use this, and it's a really, really nice deal. It gives you an encoding log after you start running it, and you can save out files. So you can have one saved for, you know, you're streaming for Mogulus. You can have another one set for Ustream, and so you're going to want to go in and play around with this, and you can auto adjust. You can drop frames or degrade quality if you need to. And then after you insert all that information, you just hit connect and it will connect you up. So, and you also can record, you can DVR auto record. So you can be recording to your desktop a file while you're streaming online, which is a really, really cool feature. So that's a little bit about the Adobe Flash Media Live Encoder 3, the longest name ever. But great thing for you guys to check out. So now we're going to move on to the Procaster. Now, Procaster is brand new from Mogulus. It just came out, like brand new. Now, what we're going to do here is we're actually going to just log in with our username and password. And yet again, I'm not going to tell you what that is. And we'll do login. And oh, we have invalid. Oh, it's my username is that. Login. Now, I'm pretty sure this is built on the Adobe Air framework, but I'm not positive, but I'm fairly positive that it is. It's testing the hardware because this is the first time it's run before, and now it's going to open up our interface. Now, this is ad latent for getting their pro service, which you just got to deal with. If you don't want to go pro, you don't have to. They have a whole training session on their website about Procaster and some of the cool stuff it does. What we're going to do is we're actually going to go live and show you some of what's going on here. And so I'm going to pull up, and we got our camera here. We got it set to screen. We can do screen or game, and we're going to go to go live. And as soon as we do go live, oh, we have don't use. Okay. Sorry, I have a extra plugin here that didn't really like what was going on. Okay, so we are currently live, and you can see down in the corner here we have a little preview of what's going on. Now, one of the cool things is we can cut right over to a capture. And if you watch down here in the corner, you'll see our desktop, and you'll see what's going on. You'll see a little animation there when I switch back and forth. So I can switch from camera to capture, and it does an animation for me. We can do a 2D mix, and it's going to pull up my camera down in the bottom corner. We can do a 3D mix, so we have both, and it kind of crops me so I don't want to be too far off. And maybe we'll... So it's pretty cool. We can also zoom in. So let's go back here, and this is our desktop. We're going to do Control and the plus on the number pad, and you'll see that our capture area zooms in, and I can actually drag this up into the corner, and I'm just going to zoom in even more. And we'll get right down to the nitty-gritty, and you'll see that you can see all these icons really well. And when we go down here over top this doesn't show up in our viewer. So only what's going on. I have a little highlight around my cursor. So this is really, really nice feature, so we can kind of get in up close and personal and see what's going on. And then we can flip that to the 3D mix, so I can be in here typing and talking at the same time. Now, that's a little bit more needed for like my live show versus church, but it's still great that you can do this all from your desktop. Now, you can't mix cameras. There's only one camera here, and I don't think you can switch, but we'll stop, and it auto records. So this actually automatically record. We can pull up our preferences, and it'll pull up a little window here and show us all of our preferences. It shows what we have, where we're done, or what we're locked into here. We have video, and we can say that what our source is. We can pull up the settings for that source. So we can maybe like kick it up to 640 by 480, and we could change our color space if we wanted to. And we can set our output. Yep. and that's good to go. And we can change our frame rate if we want to. We can do a different target bit rate. We can do our quality, which we can't change, and keyframe interval. We can do our audio. We can change our desktop, so we can say we don't want to highlight the mouse or we do want to highlight the mouse, and we can actually go through and change our hotkeys. So again, this is a really nice way to not have to deal with going onto the website. Takes a little processing power off, makes it so you don't need to log in to see what's going on. So really great stuff there with Procaster. So we will save and close this out. So that's a little bit from Procaster. Now our last one is Wirecast. Before I get to Wirecast though, Procaster yet again is a only for PC program. Yet again, they don't have a Mac one. They say there's a Mac one coming soon. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm going to hit OK there. Now Wirecast, this is a free trial that I'm using here, and Wirecast is a paid-for program that runs on the Mac and the PC, and it's similar to what you would get if you combine the Flash Media Encoder with the Mogulus Studio, with Procaster, with Ustream. It gives you a lot of different things. So we can change our switching here from cut to smooth, and we can actually change, like, do we want to do like weird stuff? But we can go and show my camera here. We can automatically go live. We can go in and set our broadcast settings, so we can set where it's going to, our destination of where it's uploading to. We can set what we're using. We want to change all of that stuff. We can set our destination. We can do it record to disk or network. There's a lot of different things in here that we can do. One thing it also allows us to do is go to, let's see, layout. Let's go to layer text. So we can go to our text layer. There's all different layers, and we can add a new text layer. And we can go to edit shot, and now we can add in like some effects. So let's say we want to add in some lower thirds. So let's do just this round red, and we'll add in our text line 1 of Brad Zimmerman, and we can format this and center it, and effects, we can move it, reset position. Oh, we want to move that guy to the bottom, and so that's good to go now. So now I can close that out and add that in, and now we have this great lower third. So this program is really meant to cover all of your broadcast needs. But if you had somebody sitting back there, you could be using Wirecast and be throwing up lower thirds. You could be doing all, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could be doing all of your text in here. So we could edit this shot, and we could change this to how great thou art, then sings my soul, my Savior, God to be. Yes, you guys can complain about my spelling later. I don't really care right now. But we can throw that guy up there, and all of a sudden we have craziness. But you could try do all of your lower third titling of your songs while the band's playing like that, if you really wanted to. So that's Wirecast. It's a great solution for your needs. Again, it's got this crazy watermark on there because we are using the trial version of Wirecast. So so that kind of solves. Don't save. That kind of solves some broadcasting solutions that you don't have to use the website to run all of this stuff and have the your browser slow things down. When we did our Easter stream, we used the Flash Media Encoder and did it all right from there. It worked out great. One thing I do want to talk about though is copyrights. Now I have a great solution for you guys. I found this, my friend Mike Morgan, who works out in Washington around the Seattle area, their church just started streaming, and he was having some questions, and I was helping him with some of it, but he was like, hey, what about copyrights? And I was like, I have no clue, dude. Well, he was in town the other day and telling me about some stuff and led me to this great site called copyrightsolver.com. Now with Copyright Solver, they have their worship cast, which lets you legally webcast your performance of 16 million songs. And this covers ASCAP, BMI, and CSAC, which are three of the largest companies. I'm pretty sure all of the Passion stuff falls under BMI. I think Integrity is partners with BMI. Like, all of these different companies fall under the same area. So what this means is your band can play any song they want on your stream, and you don't have to worry about copyright violations. Now, when Mike looked into it for their church, sign up for immediate activation, one activation and one annual fee of $925, multi-service discounts available. Okay, $925. What the cool thing is if you are a Willow Creek Association member, you get like a $200 discount or something crazy. So it's only like $700 and some dollars for the entire year to do this, and you can sleep easy at night knowing that you're not going to run into any problems. What this doesn't cover is you playing songs through your CD player or iTunes or something like that. It doesn't cover your band playing along, or your band playing along to a video, because that's considered a mechanical license. This doesn't. There's a lot of things that it doesn't. It doesn't allow you to. You can do on-demand viewing, but you can't let anybody download it. So you're not allowed to basically make copies even for free for people to save to their computer. Now, you can do an on-demand library through Mogulus or Ustream and have them be able to watch it that way. Performance of dramatic visual works. So I'm guessing that means music synced up to video or music synced up to a drama or something like that. Those things are not covered. This is meant for worship sets, singing along to a song, that kind of deal. So I would encourage you guys to check out copyrightsolver.com, the Christian copyright solutions, and their Worshipcast licensing to figure out some of that stuff. The other thing you have to consider in here when you're doing some of this stuff is, how does it work with videos? Can you play back that video? Can you not play back that video? I know when I talk to the guys from Wing Clips, those Wing Clips are licensed for use in church only. So I don't think their license covers on web. I don't know that the web is considered a church. And I know a lot of churches password protect their stream so that you can have a little bit more control over what's going on, that you have to log into the stream. Makes it a little bit more of a pain for the end user, but it saves you a lot. So those are a few things to consider. There's 3 different services for you to check out on making streaming a little bit better for you. And hopefully the Flash Media Encoder will come to the Mac soon, because it really does make the quality of your stream look a lot nicer. So that's some advanced web streaming for you. If you have any more questions, make sure to email me, brad@ChurchMediaDesign.tv. If I don't know the answer, I'll find you the right one. So next we're going to hit you with some more inspiration. Well, this week I got some great inspiration, and more than inspiration, this is something that I really want you guys to think about. I get this question a lot. Where did you go to school? Why did you go to school there? Should I go to school? Should I not go to school? What do you think about this? Well, I'm going to leave this up to somebody else, and his name is Barton Damer. He will be joining me at the Gurus of Tech conference, and he'll be at the Echo conference as well. And he works for Igniter and all of those people. So he's got a blog, alreadybeenchewed.net, and he had an article on here just a little while ago called "Degree or No Degree? That is the Question." Now, I really want to encourage you guys. I'll just give some quick thoughts on it. I very much agree with his stance on this. I think if you're not going to go to school and not get some of the practical training, you really have to want it, because if you don't want it, it's never going to happen. But school can really help some people who aren't ready to totally want it. I'm pretty sure I could have not gone to school and ended up exactly where I'm at right now with pretty much all of the same knowledge, but it helped. You don't have to go to school. You don't have to do that stuff. There's places like here and videocopilot.net and all of these different sites that you can go to that have such great resources that there's you don't have to go to school. You can get a lot of the training. However, there's some things in some training you're just not going to get anywhere that you'll get in school. But that doesn't mean you need to go to a four-year school. And that's what this article talks a lot about. So I really want to encourage you guys to go check out this article. It's from March 29. So it's a few weeks ago, but it's really, really good. And so I really want to encourage you guys to check it out, read it up, and decide whether or not, should I go to school? Should I maybe be taking some classes? And I'll be covering in some future episodes some places that you can go for higher education without actually having to go to school for design, to bring up your chops and get you ready for working in the church or doing freelance or whatever you might end up doing. But degree or no degree, that is the question. This week I got another background for you that you can use in your gatherings because you can never have enough. I've been having fun lately making these, so check this out. Use it in your church. Hopefully it will be coming to use to you. This is in widescreen and in full screen. You can download it at ChurchMediaDesign.tv, and I'm really looking forward to you guys getting this in your hands and hopefully using it and utilizing it in your gatherings and services. So you can download that in MPEG-4 and WMV format, so it'll work on pretty much any machine you use. So head over to the website, download it, and put it into good use. Well, we'd like to take a moment and thank one of our sponsors, which is Dan'sInkandToner.com. Now, Dan's Ink and Toner has a whole lot of stuff, including their wholesale program, where you're going to get next day delivery more often than not on your ink and toner, and it's going to be about half the cost you would get it anywhere else, especially if you buy from a big box store like Staples. And it's going to give you higher page yield, and you're going to save a lot of money. We're a small church. We have 2 printers, and we save well over $1,000 a year on ink, which is awesome because that allows me to, let's say, buy some microphones or buy a projector lamp or things like that. So I really want to encourage you to check it out. The other thing I want to encourage you guys to do, you can sign up for the wholesale program, but you're signing up for his store, in which he'll give you a call and figure out what's best for you. And when you figure out what's best for you, you can decide to try it out or not. And one thing I really want to encourage you guys to check out is the full service program. Now, this is a full service, and you can do a full service lease, or you can buy and have full service. And the full service leasing program, you get a brand new printer and you get all of your ink and toner covered, and you would do this for so much cheaper than anything else. And especially if you're printing off color bulletins on some little piece of junk free printer you got with your computer, you're going to save a lot of money, because you're wasting a lot of ink on those little printers. If you get a lot more industry, like an industrial printer, you're going to save a lot more money on ink by using that, and it will look a lot nicer. You'll have a lot more uses for it. So I really want to encourage you guys to check that out. Check out the full service. Check out the wholesale program. Give him a call. His phone number is in the bottom corner of the page. Give him a call. He'll let you know what's going on and what's best for your church. Give you a quote over the phone and of an estimate of what's going on, and you guys can figure out if it's the best for you. And I think it probably will be. So check out Dan'sInkandToner.com. Now, our other sponsor is the Gurus of Tech Conference. Now, I'll be speaking at this conference. It's in Louisville, Kentucky, July 13th through the 15th, and it's absolutely free. Now, I could say a lot about this, but they made a great advertisement, so let's check it out.
Okay, so maybe you're the guy that your church looks to make videos for the weekend service, and you're knocking it out of the park, but you want to get better. Or maybe you are the guy who puts up the dynamic sound mix every weekend for the worship service. Or maybe you're the person who's over lighting. Or maybe it's the sweet graphics on the bulletins or the screens. Or maybe it's making stage design, but you don't have much of a budget. Or maybe you just get to design the creative moments where your people get to meet with God. Well, the chances are you're going it alone, because usually that's how us techies and creative people roll in the church. But we don't think it's right. We think we should be in community. And so that's what we're doing. We're bringing it all together at Gurus. On July 13th through the 15th, we're going to be meeting together in Louisville, Kentucky at Southeast Christian Church's new state-of-the-art facility called The Block. and it is going to be an awesome time where we bring together some of the greatest minds in the church world in lighting, sound, video, audio, creativity, not just to teach, but also to learn, because we think you have something to offer too. It's a user group. So come meet with us. Coolest thing is it's free. I mean, seriously, where else can you go to get this kind of cool community for free? Get inspired, get challenged, get knowledge, get community. Gurus.
Well, thanks for tuning in to another edition of Church Media Design TV. It's been great to have you guys a part of this webcasting series, and I'll get rid of the ugly little webcam for next week's show. But if you guys have any questions about web streaming, make sure to send me an email, brad@ChurchMediaDesign.tv. I would love to help find the right answer or point you in the right direction of solving whatever issues or problems you may be having. And one thing I failed to mention again in the segment is you can use any camera you can hook up to your computer and all of these things. If you have a FireWire camera hooked up, any of those things, you just need to make sure they're set properly. And for most HD cameras, you need to just set them to a standard definition mode, or else they won't be read by most of these services. Also, I want you guys to head over to the website, leave a comment, sign up for the newsletter, ChurchMediaDesign.tv/subscribe, and the website should be coming soon. As we're recording this, I have some extra time allotted to work on the website and get it going. I'm praying that it will be done very, very soon. So hopefully there will be a new website in the very near future. I really just want to get this done, guys. So it might not be the best thing at first, but we're going to get it up there, get it working, and keep tweaking it as we go. So be looking forward to that coming soon. Hit me up on Twitter, and you can follow the updates of that. It's twitter.com/CMDTV or AdamCMDTV. And you can also send me an email, brad@ChurchMediaDesign.tv. And soon as the website is up, I'll be doing a live web stream showing it off. And then we will continue our live shows and doing some great interviews with some different people. So thanks again for tuning in. And as for me and the three wise men and Jesus, we're saying, see you later. This is a story all about how my life got turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there, and I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air. In West Philadelphia, born and raised, on the playground is where I spent most of my days. Chilling out max and relaxing all cool, shooting some beatball outside of the school, when a couple of guys, they were up to no good, started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight and my mom got scared. She said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air." I whistled for a cab, and when it came near, the license plate said fresh and it had dice in the mirror. If anything, I could say this cab was rare, but I forgot, man, forget it, you're home to Bel Air. I pulled up to a house about 7 or 8, and I yelled to the cabbie, "You're home, smell you later." I looked at my kingdom, I was finally there, sitting my throne as the Prince of Bel Air, yeah! That was a story all about how my life got turned upside down. Now I have to deal with Carlton and Ashley and my crazy Uncle Phil. He's kind of nasty.